And rise and shine. It's a cold Saturday morning here in the city of Lagos, reaching you live from our studios, Enterprise Television. I'm Japa.
And I am Henry Igubiki.
And joining us this morning to do justice to some of the topics we'll be discussing from the front pages of the national dailies is no other but Emeka Madunagu. He is a public affairs analyst and public affairs commentator. Good morning, Emeka Madunagu. Good morning, happy weekend. And before we go further, I want to give you the opportunity to get to follow us across our social media platforms. If you're not subscribed on our social media platforms, so subscribe. Remember to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Follow us across our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. Now, Henry, which daily are we starting with this morning?
All right, so we're starting off with the Saturday Vanguard newspaper. On the very top of that, we have no confidence in INEC to conduct a credible poll in 2027. That is coming from Nigerians. And the word that Yakubu isolated in history over Ghana.
Okay, that is quite a touching. It's a wake-up call actually because 2027 is still, let's say, about 24 months ahead. So they still have to maybe buy the confidence of Nigerians.
And of course, they're asking the question here if Yakubu, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, is still good enough to run that particular office.
We'll find out come 2027. Okay, moving on, still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, we have Obi offers to fulfill preconditions for Fatima. Details of that particular story are on page 8.
Yes, and also on the very bottom story, why our judiciary appeared to have collapsed. Yes, and that is on page 18 of the Vanguard.
Yeah, without wasting much time, let's get into our topic of discussion. And it's on the Japa phenomenon. Japa phenomenon exposing increase in paternity fraud. Emeka Madunagu, you have more detailed experience and one-to-one relationship with people in the public because you're a journalist. Now, can we say this Japa phenomenon is actually playing a role? Looking at how most of these fathers in question give details of where they're coming in and when they leave. So is this Japa phenomenon, we're going to say it is playing a role, or the distance in the marriage relationship is playing a role?
Thank you very much. Marriage is a union of minds, like minds. Whether a man is living, and the man and the woman living in the same house, or they're living in different countries, the marriage will subsist, it will last. They will enjoy the marriage as long as both of them remain of like mind. When we were growing up, there was no GSM, there was no social media. Our parents were constantly on transfer. Some of our parents were bankers, soldiers, policemen. We only knew our fathers whenever they came on leave. But marriages are those days take for years. Mainly marriages, it was the mothers that we actually knew. So that's why some of us who are firstborn, became emergency adults. Because some of the roles we just had to help our mothers. Like I remember, the Lagos traffic was one car. So we wake up at 3 a.m., and then move to go and, do one or two things. So I have to also have my younger ones to get ready for school. So then my dad was in Benin. Then later we joined him in Benin. When we planned that, but we got early, 4 a.m. My mom used to sell drinks. We go over and supply customers in the morning. Before coming back, and then my mom just get ready for work. I will get ready for school. We get my younger one ready for school. My dad will get ready for work. So when people talk about Japa syndrome, it's sad that Nigerians, try to cover things within narrow perspectives. I had, I really read somebody this who was trying to, say negative things about Japa. I said, the Nigerian government says that part of the money coming into the economy comes from that's one of the taxes. Do you know how many people are taking care of families here? I'm talking of 50 So women cannot be loyal. And women do not have loyalty, integrity, sincerity as key values. No matter even if the man goes without every way. If she just says, sorry, let me use myself. She has already gone inside the toilet to get a quickie. I don't need to know one. Actually, yes, she will come out and do that. I always saw her right now. A woman, she's had many women with children in the village. Maybe I can say because of sitting like that, I give in the village fashion. In the village, you tell her husband, please escort me to the bush. I want to go and do number 2. You know, the woman will carry a lantern, follow her, the bush lamp. I said, okay, wait, you know, enter the bush. Not knowing that the woman was going to meet her boyfriend in the bush. They don't have a good time in the bush. Why are they crying out? People are not waiting outside. Mosquitoes, not many mosquitoes. Until one day, the secret was revealed. So, women will be with her husband. Sorry, mosquito. His parents are biting you. Sorry, I'm coming. But know that his wife has been dealt with inside the bush. Until let's not demonize Japan. India, for instance, India, Philippines, China, these are countries that make billions of dollars from Japan. It's a 2024. India made, no, 2023, I think India made about $123 billion from Japan. Now that's 66% of the total $189 billion that South China made, the countries of South China, made from their citizens with Japan. For me, we should even have more Nigerians with Japan. Why? Let us conquer more territories. This morning, a thought came to me. Okay, Donald Trump is saying he will be public right. He has forgotten one thing. He has only 4 years. And that person will come and revive the new number of the DV capacity of the election. Then it was about one of the 55,000 immigrants a year. Maybe this one will bring 100,000 or 200,000 immigrants a year. And then those Nigerians who have not Japan will now Japan very well. Wherever you can find economic opportunities, take advantage of them. But be loyal to your value, be loyal to values, be sincere, and keep integrity high.
Let's quickly for today, and we have the big story here again. But how could the refinery shut down after $1.5 billion rehabilitation? Truck drivers decry week-long wait for fuel.
Okay, moving on the Yuletide season, we have security agencies deploying operatives as NRC offers free train rides.
Also, we have soaring costs or shrinking income dampen a Yuletide celebration.
Okay, moving on, Lagos hideouts where foreigners pay Nigerian recruits 300,000 naira for romance scam.
I think those were those 753 that were
the foreigners, the Filipinos and co.
Alright, let's get to our talking point here. Federal government votes 27 billion naira for Obasanjo, Gowon, Buhari orders 2025. Emeka, Madunagu, could we see this as, some people would say, as largesse by the APC, to get past former leaders in Nigeria to maybe dance to every little thing that the APC government and Bola Tinubu is going to do in 2025?
Well, thank you. I don't think that way because they are former leaders and there is a law that entitles them to enjoy pensions.
But 27 billion.
Yeah, the pension also includes healthcare, road, all of that. Now, the question you ask yourself is that are these men, are they ruling? Are they poor? Because there was a time, it was proposed that people should just, when people are living poorly, just go to Simara's pay. Simara's pay is 300% of your full salary. 300%. Go with it, but you need to put down a pension. You give them the houses, you give them the security personnel, domestic servants. we enjoy wasting money. It's in America. I mean, the guys are America is a rich country, can afford to do that. Britain can afford to do that. But many Germany are not very poor country. With a small economy, the largest in Africa. What's the size of the African economy? What are the biggest things we produce in Africa? So, we like train money about these men are members of the Council of State. They meet once in a while. So, what will they support or no support amount? Or support that attended any Council of State meeting convened by Tinubu, So, what is it?
Okay, at this point now, I want to ask, when we see some of these past leaders sometimes come out to lambast the sitting leaders whenever they are not performing, but at this point, what we say the pot is calling the kettle black, looking at the amount of money they are receiving. If they do have the citizens and the nations at heart, can't they let go of this particular pension they are receiving?
Yes, you've answered three questions. I will not answer the first one this week. Yesterday, former group managing directors of NNPC, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and they met with the sitting GMD, Emeka, and they said, that Nigerians don't appreciate that you're a magic worker. You know what came to my mind? If I praise the man who came after me as a magic worker, that means I'm saying the other way, that I was a total failure. Because if they are done well, they don't need to call him a magic worker. So, past leaders, for instance, Emeka, who knows what he went through to pay off $18 billion of Nigerian debt many years ago, more than 20 years ago, and to now see the reckless borrowing of the current administration, he asked himself a question. The same question Peter will ask himself. After that 75 billion naira in the coffers of another state, and then my successor came, I was just spending money as if it was going out of fashion. Something the late if you were alive in Katsina, they said I left 13 billion in the account. What happened? Wrong. So no former leader will be happy to see the structures put down. Look at the person now. He will tell you that Amba is in the regime as head of state of Nigeria. They bought so and so number of ships, they take about 20 ships, on that Nigerian national shipping line. Not one. He didn't meet one when he came back as president, civilian president. They bought aircraft for Nigerian Airways, everything in the life. So many things. No former leader will be happy. So, for me, if I were a leader, I would reject that pension. What happened to me? I told them, what do I need it for? I have a second address. Have a second address. It is not people don't have a second address. They depend on government for laggers. They depend on government for sustenance. All those former leaders are big men. All of them is poor. Some of them are even richer than some states. So why would you be paying them 27 billion naira? For what? For doing what? Or for just being former head of state? Really? We must begin to prioritize areas, areas of focus for development. Otherwise, we just keep going around in circles. If you are to pay them anything, just maybe a stipend of 27 billion. Do you know how many schools 27 billion will take care of? Do you know hospitals now that don't have oxygen machines? Hospitals that don't have beds. I don't want to mention names. Some hospitals, doctors have to attend to patients in their cars. Inside their cars. Doctors have to attend to patients outside. They dump corpses on the ground. Living beings and corpses will be competing for space. I have seen it. In a former government hospital, I just don't want to mention. When all this kind of money, let's prioritize the people. Is the people who don't belong to all this overfed, over-subsidized fat cats? No, it should start.
And equally just to maybe remind us to sink a borehole currently, it goes for about 8 to 10 million naira. But let's assume it's 10 million naira. Exactly. So swung in different parts of the country with 27 billion.
But someone like Enugu State, that is a located in. That way you need not get minutes. So in some places, you scrape the ground very seriously, you will meet water. So with about 300,000 naira, you will sink a borehole, so you can imagine.